Hi everyone, my name's Ripper. Welcome to part 1 of my Pitfall The Lost Expedition Any% guide. And in this series of videos, we will be covering the current Any% route as of the release of this video, as well as a few more beginner-friendly route options for those of you who are just looking at getting into the game. I'll be attempting to cover all major tricks, skips, and out of bounds that we use to break this game, along with anything else that you may need to know in order to start running this game. Any clips used in this series will be credited with their respective creators. Check out all the links in the description. So the aim of this game has stayed the same over the course of its speedrunning history, but the aims to achieve it have changed quite a bit. To beat the game, we need to access the final level of the game, which is the Gates of El Dorado, and beat Puska. Now to open this, we need to beat what's called St. Clair's excavation camp. This sets the flag for entering that level. Unfortunately, due to some unfortunate circumstances, we need to get TNT to properly beat the level. But TNT is the last item in the game, so how are we possibly going to get it without sitting down and playing the entire game? Well, you're about to find out. So as a bit of a quick disclaimer, I will be attempting to cover the current Any% route along with some more alternative beginner-friendly options and how to perform the trickier parts of the run that may not be too obvious on just viewing a speedrun. I will not be, however, covering the exact paths or strategies that I personally use at every level because I feel that's kind of just for you to figure out on your own. Feel free to browse the runs archived on speedrun.com to see how the top level runners kind of play, and feel free to be creative. The way we do it is not necessarily the fastest. Be creative, find your own way to do it. We're not perfect. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the game. So our first little thing of the game is a boss fight. Except, yeah, it's a really easy boss fight. Harry doesn't even have the health bar. Just kick this dude in a circle is a really easy boss fight. As long as you keep doing this, he won't even attack you. My only, there are slightly faster ways to beat this boss. You can hit him forwards. I would just recommend don't kick him into the fire, and you'll have no trouble at all. Nice and easy. So immediately start holding crouch under this cutscene, and then you can immediately start roll jumping, which is the fastest form of movement in the early game. There is a pattern to these pitfalls, which, again, I'm going to let you figure out yourself. I'm not here to hold your hand. This is just essentially a guide. And we come up to our first route diversion already. So what this first route diversion aims to do is make a trick later in the game, which is the Bitten Binders Camp skip, much easier. And to do that, we need to grab Smash Strike. So we start off by, actually we'll backtrack a little, grab the first idol of the game here, and rolling and jumping, again, fastest movement of the game. We'll ignore that howl monkey. So you want to be rolling and jumping or punching. Rolling and jumping is very good if you want over long distances, if you want to get momentum, but if you want to just go over short distances, punching is fine too. Punch this explorer, we'll ignore him for now, we'll get him on the way back. And again, roll plus jump your way over to the exit here. I cannot stress how important rolling and absolutely spamming the hell out of that jump button is. So short distances, we'll punch here. And again, it's all movement based this game. It's just the same as any other kind of GameCube, Nintendo 64 era game. Movement is key. So grab that idol, make your way over here, do some platforming on these crocs here, and grab our last idol. And as you can see, I'm punching there as well, just for a short distance. So after making our way back, that's the quickest way to do that little bit. We grab the explorer here. Thank you. And of course, these are worth 5. So this aims to get us to 10 idols in total. And with that, we'll be able to grab Smash Strike. So this route diversion will now converge. And what we want to do is perform our first major skip of the game. Getting up on this log, we're going to perform what is called a triple jump. Now this trick can be a little tricky to kind of get hold of. The basic premise is that when you're in a roll and you push forward in a way, Harry will go into this kind of pseudo standing on the ground state, but he'll be slightly above the ground. This enables you to do a triple jump from this height, and it will allow you to get the same height as a rising strike, a move we get later in the game. So to do this, there's a few ways to do it. Again, find your way to do it, but the way I do it, you go on a roll, and then you just basically, you go back, jam forward on the control stick, and then hit A. There's a specific timing to doing this. So the way I'm doing it is I go back and then release crouch, jam forward, then press A very quickly. And that's the kind of way I do it. Honestly, I might make a separate tutorial video for this just so you can get... maybe I'll get my controls up on screen and you can see that. But again, it's not a punishing trick. You get as many tries as you want at it. We grab this idle if we want to do the route diversion. If you're not doing the route diversion, ignore this idle. But yeah, to sum up, triple jumping is a fairly tricky skip and does take a little while to get used to. If you can't get it straight away, don't worry too much. As long as you can get it once or twice in kind of 5 or 6 tries, you'll be good to go. You get as many tries as you want at this. It doesn't kill your run if you miss it. So don't worry too much about this if you can't hit it 100%. So now we head on over to Plane Cockpit. So there's 2 options for completing Plane Cockpit. It's a very easy level. The first and most consistent is to do a bit of a glitchy airwalk around here and jump to this log. And then over to here. Alternatively, I'm just going to do this in the same clip. You can fall down and do a triple jump. The triple jump is probably a second faster, but a lot less consistent because that adds another triple jump to the run. Very easy level. Let's move on. So while Native Jungle is a fairly easy level on the whole, it's got a little bit of RNG unfortunately, which does lead to some resets. So roll plus jump under the log if you can. Jump the ones you can jump, go under the ones you can go under. The log patterns are fairly RNG, although there is a bit of a pattern to some of them, which you kind of learn as you kind of do the run. So the second part of the level is a little trickier. First we jump down here. We kill these howlers if we need to. I usually do because it stops them throwing coconuts. And it makes the jump here a little easier. We go immediately left to this boulder here, and we do another triple jump up to here. If you feel a bit uncomfortable with coconuts, go over to this pool here. This stops the coconuts, and then we simply jump over the vine here and jump over to here. The rest of the level, roll and jump through here. Onto here, we start a little cutscene. Now normally we'd have to fight these dudes to open the gate, but we have a different strategy. Roll here and jump. Easy as pie. So to start off with Altar of Hua Taka 1, I'll cover the normal route, which if you are doing the route diversion, you need to go all the way over to here, kick this, and grab the idol. Otherwise, simply ignore the center section, go around, head over to this rock, and jump to the center section. And again, with the route diversion, alternatively, if you're doing that, swing back on the vine a bit, and we're going to make a big jump up to here, and we need to grab this shaman. And make sure you buy Smash Strike from him. Then regardless of route, you want to jump down, grab the lever, and flick it. Then head over to the gate, to Great Tree. Alternatively, and I'm starting this from Native Jungle because you have to be very precise in this trick, a trick that saves 13 seconds here that I actually found, which was nice. It's nice when you actually can find a trick in a game you speedrun. Involves doing what I'm doing currently, and that's racing this native to the gate. And this is not a good run. And it is very close. And I'm using save states to reload here. That is how tough this trick is. I'll give it a few tries, and if I can't do it, I'll just include footage of me getting it some other time. But you need to be very precise in your line and your speed to get this trick. I would not recommend it if you're starting out the game. And yeah, I was slightly off there. Do not attempt this trick if you're starting out in the game. It is one of the most precise tricks in the game, bar none. Very fun if you get it, very cool, but don't try this if you're starting it out.
I'll mark this on my map so I can come back later.
So Great Tree can be a bit of a tricky level when starting out. It's basically just some precise platforming. So I'll just show you the route here and what I do with it. And it involves a trick known as a backwards vine jump, which is pretty much what it says on the box. So normally you're meant to jump forwards off the vines. But if we tap backwards a lot, we can get a nice bit of height. And then right at the apex of your backwards jump, simply jump off the vine and you'll be able to grab the log that you're standing on. We use this a couple of times during the run, and especially in Great Tree where we use it a couple of times. So make your way up here, again killing those howler monkeys as you go up. Those coconuts are very annoying. Jump on the first vine, then jump on the second vine, and we're going to do another backwards vine jump right at the apex. And you can, if you jump onto the log without the ledge grab, that's ideal. Ledge grabs in this game cost you about 2 seconds, so you want to avoid them whenever possible. We simply jump into this mushroom, jump into this vine, and through the statues of AR. Nice and easy. So moving forward, spam out of the cutscene. Another fairly easy level. Roll your way over here. And we're going to do another backwards vine jump here. This one's a bit trickier. And usually you'll get the ledge grab here, which is fine. It's very difficult to not get the ledge grab. Then this next jump can be a little terrifying and a little tricky. So just make sure you're right up against the wall with it. And you should be fine there. We're going to move on to Bit of Binders Camp. So guys, I'm just hearing you say, Ripper, enough of these easy levels. Give me something of a challenge. Well, have I got the level for you? This is Bit of Binders Camp. Used to be a very easy level in the run. Now is probably one of the most infamous levels. And probably where, at the start, you'll be doing a lot of your resets, unfortunately. So normally you would go over the water and do the level as normal. But we're not going to do the level as normal. We're going to do it a little bit backwards. So let's head over here to this wall. This can be a tricky clip, this one, but you want to be aiming for about this seam in the wall. So you want to walk directly towards the seam, and as long as you hold forwards, Harry should clip through. Now, if Harry isn't clipping through, and sometimes he will just not clip through, I'm getting a bit lucky at the moment, all you want to do, just kind of roll back, and or jump out, and just reset it. Nice and easy. Sometimes he just isn't quite in the right position, so just don't be afraid if he isn't quite clipping through. Jump out, jump back in, reset. Very easy thing to do. So after clipping through the wall here, you jump into this triangle, and the next bit can be a little tricky because the visual cues can be a little hard to see. So you might be going a bit off memory. So you want to jump up here, and again, the tricky camera is, well, it's a tricky camera. We want to jump all the way over on the full to here, and yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. You want to be careful there because you will clip back in bounds. This forces you to go all the way back around and do the clip again and start over. So just as a point, and we will use this point later, as a clarification, there is a bit of a glitch in this game with how it handles Harry. You can walk off ledges and have Harry still be on the ground for a few steps after you leave a ledge. We use this especially with dash and especially for a few glitches later, but just know it is a thing in the game. It's not a glitch or anything like that. It does exist. So we use this to the fullest extent while platforming, of course. So now we want to jump ideally to the top rock all the way over the left there. So unfortunately we got the teeter animation. So that's unfortunate. Now we kind of have to do this the hard way. Be very careful not to clip in bounds as I did before. And again, this can get a little tricky and you can slip off. So, and I'm struggling with this bit. This is probably my most hated level personally. But that is personal preference. So then you grab this, you can jump, and you can grab the ledge. Then Harry comes out here. You want to quickly jump over here. If you hold into this ledge, you can walk on it forever. And the camera's very hard there, but you want to jump around there. So I'm just going to show you that again, because it wasn't very clear with the camera. So once you're on here, jump around there, and onto here. Now to get up here, we want to roll. Let go of the roll button. You'll stay in the roll as long as you're under a ceiling. And you get to a point where Harry can just walk up here, and we're on top of the level. So I know that went by very fast. If you want to kind of see how that is done, I'd recommend checking out a few runs, looking at them over and over again, and trying it out yourself, because it's quite precise, and you kind of just need to know where to jump. Practice makes perfect. So after getting on top of the level, we make our way around here. We want to be punching and rolling for most of the time, but be careful of falling off. You don't want to go back getting up there again. We make our way around to a little rock wall here. And now we have the end of our first route diversion. So I'm going to show the harder and current world record route first. So what we do, as you can see, we have a little bit of a tunnel here. Now this tunnel, completely transparent. You cannot walk on this tunnel. You can, however, walk on this big black rock, which is a bit odd. So if you'll notice, and if I can rotate this camera correctly, if you can see there is a little gap right there between the black rock and the tunnel. Our aim is to get inside that gap. So how are we going to accomplish this? Well, it's actually a very, very precise trick here, and something that I'd almost not recommend as your first run. If you can get this trick down, you are well on your way to getting a good, or even a great, or world record time in this game. So how do you do it? So this left side of the tunnel has a small window, or a small portion that Harry can walk on. We need to hit that portion, then walk forward, and we'll clip into what's called the basement of the level, and from there we can clip into where we want to go. So I've got a save state here again, because if you fail this trick, it is effectively a reset. You can jump out into Bittenbinder's camp, do the rest of the level, and attempt the clip again. It is possible. However, it's effectively losing you an automatic minute. On your first couple of runs, you could do that, but as you're getting better and better, it's effectively an automatic reset. Hence why we have a route diversion here for new players at the game, which I'll cover in a sec. So I have a separate video for this, which I'll link in the description, but effectively, my method is you want to set Harry up outside here, and we want to walk in and then out towards that way. So we walk in and then out, and luckily we got the clip. We are in the basement now. From here, we roll forward, and it's very, very dark here, so you want to avoid the left side of the wall there. That will soft lock you. Don't go there. But we are able to go to this portion here, roll underneath, and we're in where we need to be. Just to show how hard this is, I'm going to try this once more, and I'll probably fail it, honestly. So let's just straight up try this once more. And yeah, so that's what you get a lot of the time. You'll get Harry's feet clipped inside the tunnel. From here, all you can do is jump out here through the wall and possibly continue the rest of the level, or reset. There's not much you can do about this, guys. It's a very tough trick. There's not much more I can say about it. It's just brutal. So for those of you that got Smash Strike, well, we've got a slightly easier time for you. So we just simply jump in this tunnel and we make our way to what the normal part of the level is. You need TNT to get through there normally. However, we do not. So the seam on the wall you want to find is this corner here. So if you see just about where Harry's hair is, there is a slight corner of the wall. We want to walk into there. You can see if you go either side of it and hold forward, Harry naturally goes into this corner. So this is a bit of a tough trick. If we double jump, we can see how Harry gets to a state where he's just kind of floating. In this floating state, if we then press B to get the Smash Strike, you'll see how Harry makes no sound. Now, this puts Harry in a glitch state where his hitbox is slightly clipped into the wall or the ledge he's trying to get into. So if you do it too early, you'll get the sound and you'll get this effect. That's too early. You need to wait until Harry is in this state when he's walking. And you get, it's about half a second to input the B button command. But if you do it right, you get clipped inside the wall, you walk to the right, you roll, and hopefully you'll get inside the wall. Unfortunately, I didn't get it this time. However, we can try again. So the trick is, once you're in, clipped into the wall, after doing your Smash Strike, you walk to the right for a few frames, press roll, and you should clip through the wall. So let's give this another go. Smash Strike, walk right, roll. Unfortunately, we didn't get it that time. We're getting a little unlucky here. Again, this is not in the current world record route. And there we go. It's a bit tough for me because it's not in the current world record route. But there we go. That is the clip. Again, feel free to play around with the clip. As with any clip in this game, find what works for you. So just one more time to show you guys. So Mysterious Temple here is what's known as effectively an auto-scroller. So you want to dodge these rocks if you can. If you get hit, not the end of the world. Just follow the route that everyone that runs this game uses. It's not very hard. Again, get hit, try and dodge the rocks if you can. If you get hit, it's a couple of seconds. It's 1 to 2 seconds time loss. Not the end of the world. You're not going to die in this level unless you get real unlucky or you're real bad with controlling Harry. Don't even stress if you get hit. It's not the end of the world. And the second part of the level, just as easy. Roll jump over here. and get ready to mash through some cutscenes. So the rest of Bit and Binders Camp is actually pretty easy. Jump over this and roll over. Be sure to do a nice long jump over here so you don't get stuck in the water. We get given Rising Strike, so no more triple jumps yet. And then just complete the level as you normally would. Rising Strike up here. So we get given Sling now, which is our first item. You'll see that we get 2 slings. That's because the game expects us to have Canteen, which we skip. We do not need Canteen. So instead of jumping over to the middle island, we can actually just snipe Leech from here. Go over here. And he's pretty easy to snipe from the outer island there. So from here, very easy to finish the level. Effectively as you would do it in a normal, quote-unquote normal run. Let's dodge those porcupines there and make our way back to Statues of Aya. So Statues and Great Tree on the way back, very easy. Double jump over to here. You can actually make it in one jump. And if you can avoid the ledge grab, even better. And this is effectively as you do it in a normal run. Nice and easy. So Great Tree can get a little annoying. My favorite thing, you want to aim at probably about the nose. That's about where I normally aim to hit this button. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of RNG to the sling. So that can get very painful sometimes and lose you a few seconds. So either here, you're aiming for essentially directly across. So either you can roll down straight, or what I like to do, roll down, jump over here and try and hit a log. And I missed that time. Does lose a couple of seconds when you miss like I do. But end of the day, jump over here and make your way to Altar of Hua Taka. It happened. It happened. I might include that as a blooper.